Hi, Lisa Shiro here with K Counseling and Anxiety Treatment here in beautiful Boise, Idaho. So glad you're here today. I am going to show you 3 different ways to improve your memory. Have you ever felt like, gosh, what's happening to my memory? Have you ever struggled with just memorizing simple things or just feeling kind of frustrated like when you go from one room to the next, right? It's crazy, right? So as a therapist, I work with some people who say, gosh, I just want to improve my memory. I want to get it a little better. I'm going to give you 3 simple techniques to help improve your memory today. Isn't that cool? My name's Lisa Shiro. I am a breakthrough coach and psychotherapist. I treat anxiety disorders. I get to help people who feel stuck, been there, to say no to that inner critic and yes to their inner rock star. And your inner rock star today is going to be so much better at memory. So here we go. What you have in this idea of memory, your memory connects your past to your present. And without that, life would be so dull. And sometimes we have struggles with memory. So I'm giving you 1, 2, 3 simple tips. So the first tip to improve your memory, ready? Drum roll, please. So your memory is located in your left prefrontal cortex. Fancy word for the front of your brain. Your memory is on the left side of your brain. So what I want you to do is start attaching images to whatever it is you are memorizing. So for example, I'm going to make this really, really simple. For an example, if you are trying to memorize the states of the United States, all 50 states, you might want to start attaching images instead of just the list of the states. Start attaching images to it. So maybe the image of California has a palm tree on it or a sunshine, but maybe the image to Maine has a lobster. You get what I'm saying? And then attach the lobster to the word Maine and the sunshine or the palm tree to the word California in your mind. So attaching images to words bridges the gap between the left brain and the right brain. That one simple technique can make a huge difference. Your right brain loves images. It loves being able to think of an image. So it can do that pretty quickly. So when we're using both sides of our brain, we're way more likely to be successful with memory retrieval. Cool tip, right? So simple. And the second thing is mnemonics, spelled kind of weird, but the word mnemonics is all about how do I make things relatable to something else. So for example, if you are going to, for example, take, let's say, we'll use this as an example. If I have to memorize a diagnosis called generalized anxiety disorder, well, I'm going to take the first 3 letters of each of the first 3 words, which is G, A, D, and GAD, may be my word that I describe generalized anxiety disorder. And in my mind, I'm going to think, oh, GAD, I've got generalized anxiety disorder, like it will be my word. So that's my mnemonic device to remember what that is. And so if I'm thinking, since it kind of describes somebody who's generally anxious, I might, in my mind, activate even more senses with it, like, oh, Gad, I'm so worried, right? And there it is. Now I know and I remember the diagnosis of generalized anxiety disorder. I simply took the G from generalized, the A from anxiety, and the D from disorder. And there you have it. That's a mnemonic device. And in that case, it was an acronym that I created. You see where I'm going with this? These are simple techniques to help you remember things. And lastly, the third idea is simply attaching a story to whatever it is you need to memorize. So for example, let's go back to the 50 states of the United States of America that you have to memorize. Perhaps in addition to, putting the palm tree with the sunshine for California, maybe the lobster with the northeastern state of Maine, create a story. Listen, stories are so helpful that, again, it it gets that right brain excited and it comes online because we're going to tell a story, right? It's good stuff. So in that case, you might want to do an alphabetical listing of the states, or you might start from the far west coast, the far western states of maybe Hawaii, and then working your way across, the northern United States. So you figure out which works better for you. It might be easier for you to think geographically, I'm going to go from left to right, or maybe from the east part of our country, going down the eastern seaboard and moving to the west. So making up a story, right? And so for some people that might make a lot of sense, east to west. I mean, that's how our country was founded, as they traipsed across to the western edge of our country. So maybe you can make up a story that looks kind of like Grapes of Wrath or something like that, or some kind of Lewis and Clark thing, or something where you can attach a story, a meaningful, colorful, dramatic story. These ways of memorizing are very, very simple. Now, they sound simple, and of course you have to apply them when you're trying to memorize, but this works well in college. I work with a lot of college students. That works well with, managers, works well with people who are just trying to get their memory back, maybe after traumatic brain injury, and people who want to just improve their memory in general so they can think better, like Johnny on the spot kind of thinking. I hope this is useful to you. It's also very useful. I know I do a lot of speaking engagements. Man, I want to be able to bring stuff up in my head when I'm standing in front of a large audience. So I hope this was helpful to you today. I'm Lisa Shira with K Counseling. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. Have a great day.